Hi, my name is Carlee Byrd, and today I'm going to be presenting to you my assignment number 10, chapters 4 and 5 in best practice. Now, as my last video is a little long, I'm going to make sure this one is short and sweet. So let me start out with some similarities between best practice in teaching writing and best practice in teaching mathematics. First of all, both writing and math teachers connect to background knowledge to build deeper understanding. One of these examples that I really enjoyed reading about was the KWL chart, which those of us with a literacy background might be familiar with as K standing for know, W standing for want to know, and the L standing for learn or have learned. In mathematics, they suggest a structure called KWC, where the K stands for know still, the W stands for the want to figure out, and the C stands for are there special conditions. I found that a really good connection between the two where you're trying to access that self-evaluation and connective ideas. Another similarity between both writing and mathematical instruction is the fact that we're starting now with conceptual skills instead of teaching all of these skills in isolation. As we start people in authorship sooner, for example, pre-K students who are telling, like the example in the book, pretend stories, as we let them become authors and writers and take ownership of their writing, and we build that conceptual understanding as writing as a process and not as a set of separate skills, so too we do with mathematics. It's no longer the application of know your times tables. It's understanding the relationship between addition and multiplication and how multiplication is related to division, understanding those separates as a conceptual whole instead of just separate skills. Both math and writing instruction focuses on projects that are based on realia. So the most effective projects are going to be projects where students have buy-in. And the most effective buy-in is going to be where they can see some use for this skill in the future. The textbook uses an example of students using chocolate and Hershey bars in order to talk about how to spend and divide up $10 in different ways. It also talks about second graders writing their own poems about animals. So this gives an urgency and understanding and an application of skills and concepts. And I enjoyed this one very much because I'm a proponent for ELLs. Zemelman, Daniels, and Hyde suggest that just as in language acquisition, there's an awareness of number sense acquisition, which means that we need to start developing those skills early, just like we develop our literacy skills early. Here's some strategies that I want to incorporate into my classroom. Now, I'm a fourth grade writing teacher, so obviously a lot of the strategies that talked about writing spoke to me personally, but there were quite a few strategies that spoke to me in both the writing and the mathematical chapters. Students need to share constantly with their peers their thoughts and their work in order to use a multitude of skills to demonstrate their growing skills. So it's important for students to use both their verbal skills and their written skills and to share those ideas with their peers in order to gain deeper understanding. There's an emphasis on evidence is of paramount importance in developing the students' skills in evaluating the credibility of their own arguments and testing the strength of a hypothesis or equation. I really like this idea because where we are right now as an educator culture is that evidence is key. Students have to be able to evaluate and prove any claim that they make. Grammar skills need to be introduced organically, and I've been doing that more this year as we see the need to correct them or to direct them into some burgeoning skills instead of just plopping them in the middle of a unit. And finally, and I like this one I think the most, using a lighter touch with editing and revising a student's finished work. So it's really important that we let the students flourish and that we don't over red pen them to death. Unlike the requirements placed on fourth grade students, educators understand that traditional grammar instruction and heavy correction just don't work. I'm a fourth grade writing teacher, and a lot of what we ask our students to do is developmentally inappropriate. That doesn't mean that we as teachers have to have that same type of mindset when we're teaching our students. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.